Guruji, in eighth mantra, eighth mantra, Tarkya is there, no? He Tarkya Manuma Pramana.
Right. Correct. Tarkya Manu Brahma is there. Correct. Last quarter, there is Tarkya. Correct. That's why Shankara uses the word Tarka. Yeah, Prasanna, go ahead.
I had one question. The last word of the Bhaashyam that we just studied, Kaschid Vidyate. Can you please explain that one more time?
Yeah, Kwachit. The word is Kwachit.
Kwachid Vidyate. Sorry, yeah.
Nahi kutarkasya nishtha Kwachit vidyate. There's no chance, not even a little bit of nishtha. That means stability, sthiti. Means, that's why they say fashion, What is fashion? Fashion is that which disappears quickly. Called fashion. So Shankaracharya is saying, whatever you say, whatever philosophy you bring out, it will be only a fashion. Kwachit, no chance of it having any nishtha. No chance of it having staying power. They say test of time, right? Test of time. It cannot pass the test of time. So Kwachit means not even, never, not even a little. That is Kwachit.
Thank you, Guruji.
Kinchidapi. You can even say Kinchidapi. Any other questions?
Jaykumarji, I just want to understand this. Shrotriya. So is my understanding correct that he is Brahmanista but having ability to teach according to the tradition, teaching tradition? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So Shrotriyaha Brahmanishtaha. Shrotriya is familiar with the Shastram, has studied, learned the Shastram in a traditional way. That person is a Shrotriya. And who therefore knows how to communicate. Brahmanishta is not a Shrotriya. Shrotriya is not a Brahmanishta. Brahmanishta means one who has that Nishta, has the vision of the Advaita Atma, but has not gone through the traditional methodology, and so cannot communicate. Does not have the words to communicate. Yeah, because to communicate you need words, and you need to know how to communicate. So knowing what Atma is and knowing how to communicate Atma are two different things. Correct? Two different. That is what this is.
The teacher who has got knowledge in subject but not able to deliver it.
Correct. That is why if you look at Ramana Maharshi, for example, Brahmanishta, but not a Shrotriya. Therefore, he won't say much. He will say, look into yourself. Find out the source of your thoughts. He will say, ask who am I? Correct? That's who am I is a very important. Ask who am I? That's all he will say. Beyond that, he won't say much. You have to keep on, the people keep on pushing him. Tell me more. And he will always be quiet. People will go there and just sit in front of Ramana Maharshi. And it became an ashram. But that's because he cannot, if he doesn't have the words to say. Then of course, then he studied Bhagavad Gita and everything. He's a Brahmajnani, no doubt. Later on, he studied. Why he should study? Because what is the Shastra saying about this? What words are being used? Then he started writing. Then he may have taught. Okay, he must have taught, etc. But most of the time, he's known to be silent. That's the idea.
And the second thing is, so from our perspective, all other paradigms, whichever you mentioned, like Shakdarshana, as well as even other schools of thought like Buddhism and all, can we take them as the finite approximations of infinity? Like because we talk about Advaita Vedanta, which is how we define the infinity. So based on their final teaching, what is the end result? Can we say that they are the final approximations of infinite?
Can we say it is what approximation?
The finite approximations of infinite.
Finite approximation of the infinite.
Infinite.
That is the question.
Yeah.
You see, the first question we have to ask is there an approximation to infinity? See, suppose I say, I am a finite approximation of Bill Gates. Suppose I say. What is the Bill Gates can buy off countries, okay? And these days he's also taken over by some Steven, what is his name? Facebook, okay? Zuckerberg. And so he's buying islands somewhere, and the island people are unhappy with this Zuckerberg, okay? Somewhere he bought some part of Florida or something he bought. I forgot. I read some news some time ago. And those people are upset. Who are you to buy us? That's what they're saying. And so, if I say I have a finite approximation of Zuckerberg, it doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense because there is no approximation to infinite. Infinite cannot be approximate. Finite things can be approximate. Finite things can be approximate. Square root of 2. What is square root of 2? Means square root of 2 is 1.414, it keeps on going. Hey, give me an approximate number. Okay, 1.4. It's an approximate number. Good. So that's an approximate. Pretty close to. Approximation means what? Pretty close. It has to be pretty close. And so that statement, we have to be careful. There is nothing approximate to infinite. Yeah, very much is. Yeah, thanks, man. Prasad, how's your mother?
Yeah, she's doing fine. She's doing fine.
Okay. So she's out of the hospital?
Yeah, she's out of the hospital. We are at home.
You're at home. Okay. And you have a helper also with you, right?
Yeah.
Good. Very nice to hear. Premaji, go ahead.
Yes, before you brought up the topic of Agamavan, you said there were 4 things that are Tarka Pradhana.
Yeah.
So one was Sankhya, and what was the other 3? You went very fast. I couldn't take it down.
Sankhya. And then there is Yoga. Sankhya is by Kapila Muni. Yoga is attributed to Patanjali. And then Nyaya is the name of the Darshana. They're called Nayayikas. Nyaya by Gautama Muni. And then Vaisheshika. Vaisheshika is by this Kanada Maharshi.
Mm-hmm. And you also said through Tarka, we cannot access the Atma. It has to be taught by an Ananya. Anyone who is not a pure logician and believes, who an Ananya is one who is not a pure logician, but believes in the Vedas or relies on the Vedas, or what was the word that you used to say that his dependence is on the truth of the Vedas? He's like a Vaidika. I don't know what the right word is.
Astika.
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 Mm-hmm.
So the word Astika and Nastika are used, no? To refer to those people. So we are all Astikas, means we have Shraddha in the Vedas. We believe that in the words of the Vedas. We believe that is called Astika. Astiti Bhavaha. That Veda is a pramanam for Purusharthas. Whereas Nastika is the opposite of that. One who does not consider the Vedas as a pramanam. So who are all these Nastikas are what? So Bauddhas. So all these 3 or 4 types of Bauddhas are Nastikas. Then Jaina Matam, Nastika. Then Charvaka, materialists and things like that. They are Nastikas. And anybody else who says, no, I don't believe in all this, is also Nastika. I don't have a philosophy of my own, but I don't believe in all this. Hey, that's very nice, very cool. You have to be cool these days.
Thank you, Guruji.
That means they're advanced. Oh, we're all a very advanced society. We don't need all these things. Yeah, Bhagya, go ahead.
Quick question, Jayakumarji. What is a good translation for the word darshana? Is it a model or a point of view? How do we
Yeah,
understand?
so we say vision.
Vision.
The best translation I use is vision.
Vision.
Yeah,
Okay.
better to stick with darshana.
Okay.
And you can say vision if you want, because darshanam, vision. That's why I say vision.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? Remaji, how's your husband doing?
He is better. He is okay, except we are waiting for that foot to heal. There was no fracture, but he does have the way he fell, he twisted his foot quite badly. So it's swollen quite a bit from the metatarsals to the ankle. So it'll take time. So he needed a walker in the beginning to get around, but he's walking now reasonably. It swells up, but as he uses it, it irritates it, and therefore it swells. So as time goes on, he'll take time. Otherwise, he's fine. The black eye the pool of blood under the eye has healed quite nicely. The nose fracture has also healed.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't want to do anything more for it.
I see. Okay, so he is now able to walk to some extent as a therapy, right?
Yeah, he can put his foot down now, but it irritates it, so it swells.
Yeah.
So it has to go slowly, little by little, as it heals. I'm hoping that the doctor sees him again on the 9th of January.
Okay.
So he might have an ace bandage or something to help it.
Yeah. Good. Very nice.
Thank you.
Prasanna, how are things?